So we have all sorts of social ways of dealing with, with making speech so that we don't gratuitously insult people and be annoying and all of the rest. Yeah, but the problem with those who insist on legal enforcement is that when you bring in laws to regulate speech, it tends to crowd out other ways of doing it, and we see this phenomenon, by the way, in other areas as well. So when you bring in legal tender, of course, it crowds out, if you like, non-legal tenders or tenders that would have risen and so on. And that's the problem. So then it becomes sort of arbitrary, and so we have laws against defamation, right? And here it's awkward. I mean, I would think in the libertarian society there should be no such laws. And again, it doesn't mean that anything would go. There would be ways, in fact, if somebody made a claim that was false against you, which would have an effect, for example, on your ability to do business, you would have an agency, for example, that you could go to very quickly, who would look at the facts and then issue an authoritative pronouncement that they've looked at this and there's no grounds for that statement. I mean, what's the big deal? By the way, it wouldn't take 4 years as it would now in the courts to go through it, right? Okay, it would be really fast. And it would also be no presumption, by the way. That's what's printed, what's said in the media on, on YouTube or on whatever it is, or printed in the papers or in books, is actually presumptively true. Okay, and I think one of the advantages, one of the good things about social media is it has kind of loosened the grip of what you might call the kind of publication, I don't know what to call it, publication principle, which if something is published, there's a presumption that it must be true, because otherwise they would let themselves open to an action for defamation. But all sorts of crazy things are said on social media. If you've ever gone on YouTube, I mean, I never make it a point, I make it a point never to read beyond the 5th comment. They go off in tangents and then all the crazy people come in and so on. I mean, so I have no sympathy for people who say they're being bullied on social media. I go, what's happened? Does the switch not work on your apparatus, right? Turn it off, don't read it, okay? Crazy stuff. Yeah, so